Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer-Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
We did it. I still can't believe we got this project done so fast and so well.
When I'm in New York.
I'm in Chicago. And I'm in LA. But
we're making it happen in Miro.
Together. Our best work just happens faster on Miro's collaborative online whiteboard. No more scheduling meeting after meeting for work that could happen from anywhere. Whether it's getting design feedback here, mapping timelines here,
or brainstorming next steps here. It all just happens on the Miro board.
Exactly. And it's nice not having to wait an entire day to get sign-off from this guy.
Hey! Well, it is true.
See how Miro users save up to 80 hours every year by meeting less and doing more. Get on board at Miro.com. The first 3 boards are free, forever. That's Miro.com.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day, the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
Knocked Prone is a clean, chaotic, and deep podcast for D&D nerds. Find more ways to support our show in the episode description.
Last time on Knocked Prone. When you walk closer to this train, a rune light on top of your ticket continues to grow brighter and brighter and vibrate until it is almost hurting to hold in your hand. You can assume that this is your train.
As we're going to get on, Zag is going to hesitate at the entrance to the train. He's been avoiding them because many of the orc mercenaries hunting him had been using them to travel around. So he will be a little bit hesitant and just looking kind of at that first step to take onto the train and not sure what to do.
It says Zag on this Badland credits.
I'm going to go ahead and just pick him up and look at this and be like, guys, look, somebody left me a gift. Maybe it's from Avani.
Under the note where it says Zag, it just says Heart Dash Avani.
He's going to tuck the note in his pocket. He's not going to say a word. He's just going to look at everybody, big smile, walk right onto the train, confident.
It sounds like there's something on the roof of the train.
There's definitely something up there. I can tell.
You hear this terrible screeching of metal, and what seems like hundreds of sharp teeth break through the hull of this train, giving way to a huge serpentine head of this giant beast. And atop this train, there's a reptilian monster, and you see that on top of this reptilian monster, there's an orc riding on a saddle strapped to this lizard's tank-like body. And this orc that is mounted atop this Ankylosaurus zombie, Selene, you notice, has a very familiar heart dash note in his hand as he looks down and says,
"Oh, Zag, I had a feeling that I would find you on this train. Well, your father's gonna pay me double to bring you back alive, but that doesn't mean I can't have a little fun first."
And everyone roll me initiative.
23 to hit. 8 points of damage reduced to 4.
Just enough to knock it totally out of the park. It flies through the hole in the top of the train. Team Dinosaur blasting off again. And then it disappears into a star.
Whether you're a halfling, a giant, or somewhere in between, round the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons.
My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the characters to my left.
Alec playing Zag.
Mason playing Grom.
Marissa playing Efimia.
And Brooklyn playing Selene.
You've defeated the dinosaur and its orc companion on the train on the way to the Mithral Mines, and now have a little bit of time for a short rest before fully docking into the Mithral Mine station. You are each welcome to take a short rest.
Done. Take a short rest.
We did it.
It's done.
Yeah.
So, Selene, as you're taking a short rest, you close your eyes and slip into a phantom vision. You see a human man standing in front of you in full pirate garb, and he looks ectoplasmic in a way. You would recognize this character from Efimia's stories as being Efimia's father. He appears to you in this phantom vision.
Hello there, young lass. I have noticed that your path has aligned with me, Efimia's, and so I wanted to give you a gift to give to her, for it is her special day today.
And he hands you a little box that has a little bow on top of it, and he says,
yes, this day she will receive something that only her mother's closest friend, Cassidy, the fortune teller moon elf that your mother was oh so close to, gave me this box of tarot cards in order for me to try and find her mother. Unfortunately, I never did. And well, I died before I had the chance to give Efimia these tarot cards. And so, since you're kind of my medium here, I figure I'd give them to you and then you could give them to her. So, anyway.
And he hands you, with his hook hand, he hands you a box of tarot cards.
He does only have one arm. That's canon.
That's canon. Wow. Okay, question. In Phantom Visions, can I communicate with these people,
Yes.
or is it one-way communication?
It is both way. So
Okay.
he is manifested in front of you in this dream.
All right. Okay, so I would say this is one of the first Phantom Visions I've had. So this is a new experience for Selene. But I'm going to respond and say, it's very nice to meet you, sir. Thank you for trusting me with this. I really appreciate that. So you said that Cassidy is Efimia's aunt?
Oh, basically, she was as closest to an aunt that Efimia ever got.
Oh, all right. So you just want me to pass this on to her?
Just pass it along, as well as tale of warning upon you. I see a mark of death over your head.
You do? What does it mean?
Oh, I shouldn't say.
And he rubs his
No,
claw.
please. No, it's all right. You can trust me. I promise I'll be responsible with whatever information you have.
Oh, it's a tale of the sea. It's just a warning. It's something that you see in the stars that you think to yourself.
Oh, a warning for my death or somebody else's?
Oh, it's just around you. I don't know if it's you or somebody else.
Oh, that's helpful.
Be wary, 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 wary.
Magic sounds.
Magic sounds. I love that.
And you wake up, and you've all completed a short rest. In your hand, Selene, you have this little tarot card box.
All right, so I wake up. Is everybody else awake right now? Are they taking a nap? Like, what's going on?
I say Zag's probably out on the bench.
I'm imagining Grom this entire time because we were sitting behind these guys, if I recall correctly. And so I'm imagining it very much like a car conversation where the two people in the front are talking, and since you're in the back and they're facing forward, you just can't hear like a single word that's going on. So Grom is like paying attention.
Behind you, you hear,
Do you have any food up there?
Yes, I'm very sorry. 1 moment, and I'll reach in my pack and pull out jerky from my rations.
Thank you. I'm gonna steal your dog.
Then she takes like half of it. Oh, like, sit.
Okay.
You are a smart one. No, then I'll give the rest of it.
How much time left do we have on this train ride?
just about 20 minutes. Literally, like, your nap took up a good chunk of the train ride, and the fight took up a minute of the train ride.
I'm gonna crouch next to the party, like, as close as I can, and kind of, like, awkwardly shake everyone awake a little bit. I know this is weird timing, so good morning. Sorry to wake you up.
Oh god.
Femia's gonna just jump to her feet and suddenly put her hand on her little mini sword.
That's all right. I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder. I actually have something for you.
You can't wake up somebody after a fight like that.
Well, I think you're gonna want to be awake for this.
Okay, fine.
We only have about 20 minutes until our train arrives. I haven't told you this before, but I actually have something called phantom visions. They're basically like fancy dreams that have real meaning. I get to talk with people who have died. I don't really get to choose who I talk to or when, but I get to communicate with those people. So, Efimia, I'm not sure the significance this has to you, but I actually spoke with your dad during my little nap.
You're dreaming about my dad now? That's kind of weird.
It's not exactly a dream. I did not choose to dream about your dad. He's a pirate, right?
I mean, he grew up on a ship, if that's what you call a pirate now.
Well, he gives off real big pirate vibes.
Yeah, he kind of sounded like that when he drank a lot.
He spoke with me last night, and he wanted me to give you something. And I don't know what significance it has, but my phantom dreams always have significance. They always mean something important. And
Is that why you've been chasing the turtle?
Actually, yes. That's exactly where I found out the information I had about war and what kind of set me on a journey to find him. My grandma came to me in a phantom vision and told me I should find him and get more information from him about the Azamar people. So anyway, I have something from him, and it looks like it's kind of in gift form, and I just wanted to be transparent about this because I know it's a little bit odd. And then I'll hand you the gift that's wrapped up.
Efimia's thinking this is slightly legitimate since, she apparently dreamed about War the Turtle, and we did, in fact, meet a turtle named War. So she at least feels a little comfortable with it. But she kind of looks at the gift and looks at Selene and goes, wait, so you not only talk to people, but they can hand you gifts? Where did this even come from?
To be honest, I'm not really sure how it works. I've never been handed a physical item before, so I don't really know how to handle this. But if you don't mind me asking, did you have a good relationship with your father?
I mean, most of the time, I'd say so.
Okay, so we can assume this gift is act of love?
This is my fun in-game way of saying happy birthday, Marissa. It is Efimia's birthday session. Welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't know why it's wrapped up in gift wrap. That seems a little strange to me.
And Efimia looks down and just goes, you remembered. So she starts to open the gift and finds this beautiful tarot deck in the box. And she starts looking through and, did he say why a tarot deck?
All the information I received is that your dad had this deck from a woman named Cassidy, who was good friends with your mom, and it was meant to help find your mom, but your father was never able to do that while he was living, and so that's why he passed it on to you, hoping that maybe it would help you find your mom.
Wait, did you say Cassidy? Did he say anything about Cassidy?
Question for Cade. Is there any rune crystals on this train?
Yes, but it seems really dingy and really old, and so you're not sure if it's actually functioning. It's like one of those signs that say, this area may be under video surveillance, but the may is in there, and so you can safely assume.
Yeah. Or it's like such terrible quality that it's never going to catch anyone. What I do know is that she was a fortune teller and she was a moon elf. I didn't get a lot of details, though. He didn't answer a lot of my questions before he disappeared.
Wait, did you say fortune teller and moon elf?
Avani?
Make me a perception check, Efimia.
On perception, I got a 12.
On the box, you were kind of fiddling around with it for a moment, and on the outside of the box, you feel some scrawlings on the outside. It seems like this outside of this case is wooden, this tarot deck case, and you feel some scrawlings on the underside of it. So when you flip it over, you see the letters AACEIMNV. And then underneath it, you see different anagrams written over and over again and crossed out and crossed out and crossed out. And at the very bottom, you see the name Avani Mek. And it's circled in the scrawlings.
So the anagram's already been solved and written as Avani Mek on the bottom.
Yes. So you see at the bottom that the anagram has been put together into Avani Mek.
Efimia's going to look that over a little bit and kind of furrow her eyebrows and just go, is Avani Cassidy? Or is Avani not Cassidy? I'm very confused now. And she's kind of like mumbling this to herself, not talking to anyone in particular.
What's going on? What do you see?
It has these letters on the box of the tarot deck. It says AACEIMNV, which, just looking at those letters right away,
spells Ace Minva.
Yes, Grom, sure. But what it also can spell out is Avani Mek. So it looks like they were trying to create a name specifically out of these letters for some reason, but I don't understand why. And also, where did the name Cassidy come from? That's what my father said the name was.
I mean, if we're being honest, Avani Mech is a moon elf.
Yes.
What are the odds that they're both moon elves?
I don't know. Avani said she used to be a fortune teller too.
Hold on, I don't always get everything on the first try, but if I'm reading this all right, your dad knew Avani Mech.
You're right, but really, it was more so my mother. My mother was friends with Avani from childhood. At least I think so.
Well, to me, this sounds like the same person.
So it wasn't necessarily my dad that knew Avani. I mean, he did, at least as far as I know, or Cassidy, or I don't really know what's happening. But I think Avani might be a made-up name for somebody named Cassidy, or Cassidy is not Avani and Avani is acting like Cassidy. I'm not quite sure. But basically, my mother was friends with the Moon Elf growing up. They grew up on Evermeet together, before I was born. So apparently she was around when I was younger. I don't really remember her, so I don't know if this is exactly the right person. But Avani claimed to me that she was my mother's childhood friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not quite sure why Avani is supposedly keeping my mother from me, but now I have a tarot deck that's supposed to help me find her.
Efimia, if you would go ahead and pull out all of the number cards in your tarot deck.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So, Efimia, what I'm going to ask you to do for me right now is I'm going to ask you to shuffle that tarot deck in front of you.
Just the numbers?
Just the numbers.
Okay.
You may pull the top card for me and tell me what number it is.
6.
So, you now have a 12. So, I'm going to times it by 2.
Okay.
So, a 12, this is similar to a chronomancy wizard who's able to look into the future. And, for instance, say somebody in our party was to roll a natural 1, you could say, no, they roll a 12. Or if an enemy were to roll a natural 20, you could say, no, they roll a 12.
Ooh, that is
And you could do that once per long rest.
So she pulls cards, and whatever she draws is the final say of what they rolled.
At the beginning of the day, or whenever she wants in the day, she draws a card, and then for the rest of the day, she can choose when to apply it in place of the other roll.
That is killer.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
As you level up, the tarot card deck will also level up because there's obviously 73 cards in a tarot deck and not just 10.
Okay.
Dope.
That's super dope.
You feel a tingle of luck run through your fingers as you draw this card, and you just have the innate understanding as a spellcaster that you can use this to somebody's detriment or benefit, depending on how you want to use it. So now you know that you can use this magic item.
Oh, that's going to be so cool.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere, it's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
For the 4th year in a row, Dawn is partnering with iHeartRadio for Can't Cancel Pride, a campaign that has raised over $11 million for the LGBTQ+ community. Dawn continuously strives to celebrate visibility and inclusivity for all, and that means supporting amazing organizations like Centerlink, providing safe spaces where over 52,000 community members go each week to receive critical and life-saving services. Dawn is there for your home, or your home away from home. So visit can'tcancelpride.com to learn more.
I think that Efimia is going to hold this a little closer to her chest right now.
Okay.
And just be like, well, Grom, so at least the card I pulled for you, it looks like...
What game are we playing?
It's tarot.
What's tarot?
It's to tell your future or your past, or it can be a lot of different things.
My past.
Oh, well, yes, I understand that, but... We'll just say this is your present card right now, okay? So if we say this is your present card, your present is your ability to become a child and play in the world. You are a return of innocence, which honestly sounds a lot like you, buddy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Now, you draw, and highest card wins.
No, it doesn't quite work like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Zach's going to intervene real quick. Well, guys, I feel like we've been collecting mysteries and not solving any. Selene, so you said that you don't necessarily get to choose, but you can speak to people who have passed on, possibly in your dreams?
Yes.
If there's any chance that you might meet my Uncle Kalen, can you pass along a message for me?
Yeah, of course.
Can you tell him that I understand now how much he sacrificed for me, and tell him that I miss him, and thank you.
Yeah, that's a sweet message, Zag. I can do that.
Thank you. Anyway, back to the cards.
Yes, so just looking at this a little bit more, it looks like this is going to be the bridge between your past and your future. So you might have a return to innocence later, maybe a more innocent time.
I'll be honest, I think I could use a more innocent time. The past few days have been very tiring.
I completely agree with that.
Looks like we're nearly to the mine.
With a big puff of steam, the train comes to a halt outside of the south entrance of the Mithral Mines. Selene, roll me a perception check.
I got an 11.
At the front gates of these Mithral Mines, you see a long, blonde-haired Azamar who is busily fiddling with a red box tied with a blue ribbon. When he hears the train pulling into the station, he turns around and shoves this big box into his bag with a wide, toothy grin. And Selene, you recognize this Azamar to be your boyfriend, Finch.
So what do we see as we get there?
So you see a large mountain. It is just as tall as most of the skyscrapers were in Greyhaven City. And you see that at the mouth of this mountain is this makeshift train station made out of beautiful stonework, but like shoddily put together everything else. It looks like they took so much time building intricate stonework, and then there's a little ticket booth that looks like it's just a card table and chairs that have been hastily set up. You notice that this mountain range seems endless. It is so many mountains after mountains, and the only entrance that you can see is this huge black mass at the center of this mountain that seems to lead down to the Mithral Mines.
This is where you're from?
Well, not here. My actual home is over the mountain ridge.
Oh, this is where you worked?
This is where I worked, yes.
I got it.
I'm over looking out the window, having heart palpitations over here as I'm like checking and double checking to make sure that it's Finch I'm seeing as the train is coming to a stop.
He pulls out a piece of cardboard really quickly out of his bag and writes Selene on it and holds it over his head. Is still smiling so big, like he got away with it and you didn't notice that he did that last minute. And he's standing outside of the train station for you.
Are the doors opening? Is the
doors
train
open?
Okay,
yeah.
Wonderful. I'm going to sprint and frolic into his arms, give him a big hug.
Selene, hi! Oh my goodness, I've waited for a lot of trains. Man, they did not give me a correct schedule.
What are you doing here? I didn't expect to see you.
Oh, I missed you. I missed you so much.
Oh, I missed you too.
I wanted to earn a little bit extra cash, and so I've been talking to my boss for Ascended Corp, and they mentioned some beta testing adventure team, and they said I could come on just for a temporary position to get some time and a half, because I'm kind of already working overtime at this point.
Well, will you get to stay with us?
For this mission, I'm at least assigned to your group.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I know.
I'm
When I
so
saw
happy
you
you're
on
here.
the docket, I was so excited.
Oh, well, I really should invite you to meet my new friends.
Oh my goodness, you have a team?
I do.
Do they have the lanyards?
Well...
Zag is remembering he threw it on the ground back in the sewers.
Do we all already get lanyards? I'm trying to remember.
You were offered the package. I think Zag was the only one who took it out.
Yeah.
on the ground.
Yeah, so
Did Grom?
Grom.
Grom
Okay,
also is sporting all the material.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The lanyards. Am I right?
So soft. Oh my gosh.
That really makes me think I should introduce you to these two, especially. This is Grom.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Wow, I'm not usually taller than a lot of people that I meet.
I am.
Yep, that's Grom, and this is Zag.
Do I have any birdseed left over?
Yeah, of course.
Just gonna ask
Zag is gonna reach in his pocket and pull out the last 3 or 4 pieces of birdseed that he may not have gotten when he gave it to Selene, and he's gonna shake his hand and subtly pass the birdseed along.
He shakes your hand.
I've heard a lot about you.
Wow, an elven custom.
I knew it.
Thank you. And he like smiles and looks at you, Selene, and looks back at Zag. And
I'm just gonna smile really big and nod my head like, yeah.
And
You're welcome.
Moving on from these lovely fellows, who I think you'll get along with great. This is my friend Efimia.
Oh my goodness. Hi. I haven't heard anything about you yet, but I'm excited to learn more about all of you.
Oh, well, nice to meet you. Pleasure, I'm sure. Zag, buddy, you realize you need more seed than that.
Yeah, as soon as we get back to Greyhaven, it's the first thing on my list. I don't need to find my brother anymore. I need to find birdseed.
Most elves that I meet usually give me more birdseed than this. And he like elbows Selene.
Yeah, I would love some more birdseed in my bag.
Gotta take care of my pet hummingbird.
I apologize.
Speaking of Selene, you've hardly touched your birdseed. You must be starving.
Oh, I do stock for the winter. I'm like...
You hibernate?
And Efimia's just egging this on. She's like, of course she does. Well, not all birds do, but it's okay. She's just kind of whispering this between Zag and Grom.
Well, yes, we have more important matters to get on to. So it's getting pretty late. I know we have a mission to complete, but we should probably find a place to hunker down for the night, don't you think?
I am exhausted.
Hey, Selene, is this the guy that you've been calling on that little thingy?
Yes. Sorry, I guess I didn't give a full introduction.
Yeah.
So this is my boyfriend. His name is Finch. He's from my hometown. We've been dating for, almost 2 years, and he's lovely. We went to school together when we were younger and just started dating not that long ago. He's amazing and sounds like he's going to be doing the same mission as we are, getting that 2,000 Badland credits we were promised.
The same mission.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, right?
2,000 Badland credits?
Oh, is that what you were offered?
I was offered 50.
Oh, right. Yeah, have you...
That's your overtime, right?
We'll have to talk about that later.
Oh, you sound like a cheap date.
I think so.
The longer you work for Ascended Corp, the more they pay. It's a bit of a gratuity thing.
I just started. That totally makes sense.
I've only been working for them for like a solid 3 days, so we're obviously much further ahead.
Elbow Efimia right in the stomach, like, dude.
And Efimia kind of flinches at that and is just like kind of smiling to herself.
Well, this has been really fun. This entire encounter between us all. Oh, who can we talk to? Like, do I see anybody around who's like staff that I could maybe talk about, like a place to stay?
Don't you worry about that. I know my way around.
Oh, that's perfect, right? You can be our tour guide.
We can just sleep out in the wilderness out here.
Zag, that is such a cool offer, and
I can start a
Grom,
fire.
Where else can we stay?
So you know that it is about a 2-hour journey through the Mithral Mines into the heart of Brigaroon.
Oh.
So there are little campsites around the train station that you could technically use.
Guys, right there. There's already a fire pit and everything. I can show you how to camp.
Oh.
A stray pack of marshmallows has been left from the previous group.
I mean, if I'm being honest, if this is our option, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, would you prefer other accommodations? I'm sure there's like a sort of mattress just inside.
No.
Mines.
You just find a nice grassy spot, you lay down, and you just have the best night of your life.
I have a bedroll. It's not out of its packaging yet, but
I'll show you guys how we used to camp in my tribe. Let's go. And Zag is going to grab everybody by the arms, and we're going to the campsite.
I did bring this really big tent, but sleeping under the stars sounds so much better. And so Finch will
I'm gonna
walk along with
link
you guys.
arms with you and like melt a little as I'm like, oh my gosh,
And
it's
Efimia's
so
just
cute.
going to scrunch up her face while watching this, like, ew.
As we're walking to, Zag's going to thaumaturgy a little whisper inside of Finch's ear and say, "What are your intentions with my best friend?"
Hello? Lathander?
What's going on?
Lathander thinks that you're his best friend.
Oh, I'm so flattered.
It's been years since the Azamar have been contacted by Lathander. This is huge. Is this my calling in life?
Zag's going to grab Finch's arms like, "It was me, Grom. We're going to have to teach this guy a thing or two about living today.
And I'll lean over and a much too loud whisper say,
"Your boyfriend is not too bright."
And then we settle down for the night. Zag's going to get a fire started.
Wonderful.
He's had plenty of experience. Would you like me to roll for it?
No.
Fire is going.
Yeah, fire is going. Large campfire is going. You guys are able to take a long rest. Is there anything you'd like to do before the next morning?
Back in Greyhaven, purchased some heal root, and I don't know if this has come up before, but Zag is able to use heal root to craft potions over long rests. So Zag is going to go ahead and try and through the night. He's gonna use one of his spell slots, cast a cure wounds, use up one of his heal roots over the fire, and with some of his tools from back in his tribe when he was their little medicine man, he's going to try and produce another potion.
Okay, awesome. You expend a spell slot and you create a potion of healing, which is 1d4 plus 4, and the night goes without any fuss.
Grom is going to eat a double ration, and then in the morning he's just going to do his
calisthenics.
Except he'll probably find some, now that he's actually back in his home stomping grounds, he'll probably find a few like rocks and boulders and be using them as basically different weights as he's doing this.
Efimia is going to just randomly in the middle of the night wake up for a short period, and she's going to use minor illusion to just trip up Finch for fun and just again have a voice going next to his head, but this time it's not Zag, and just go, "This is Lathander speaking." Okay. "And you should give all of your rations to Efimia to please me.
Oh,
thank you."
Wow. Hey, Finch rustles you awake.
What?
I had a dream last night that Efimia told me in the voice of Lathander to give her...
I'm going back to sleep after that.
Finch, now awake, is like, well, we should probably get up and going.
As well, I'd like to attempt to train Avery.
Yes, of course.
I want to train her basically to when I use a command, which I'll say, the word is sick. Essentially what I want the trick to do is I want her to sprint towards whatever I'm pointing towards, and then right as she's about to reach it, blink and appear further past it.
On the other side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially as like a fear/distraction method in the middle of any combat or something like that. So.
Yeah, totally. So Avery's like,
"Oh, okay, that's easy enough. I thought you were going to ask me something hard. Say the phrase, say it."
And I'll point to Finch. Just as they're enjoying breakfast or whatever, I'll sick.
Avery starts running towards Finch and then appears on the other side of him and gives his ear a big ol' lick on the other side as he is like, what's going? Oh my goodness.
No.
You have a dog?
Oh yes, this is Avery.
Hello?
I'm teaching her some tricks.
What a good girl. And he pulls out some dog treats out of his bag and tosses you a bag of dog treats and gives her a dog treat and says, "Very good girl, Avery."
She can speak.
She can speak. Oh, Avery, speak. Hello.
Yeah, I'll pat her as she does it. And
she's a very good girl.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere, it's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
Okay, well, I'm really excited to be around you guys. At some point, we'll have to have a conversation with each and every one of you one-on-one to get to know you a little better. But I think we should be off. The early bird gets the worm, as they say. Right, Zag?
Absolutely.
Oh. So, shall we be off? I'll lead the charge.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Finch is taking the lead. And as soon as you guys reach into the Mithral Mines, Grom, you notice that there's been a lot of changes since you left. There's lots of warning signs for driders everywhere. The stench of death is all around this place, and it smells like insects have been gathering and dying.
signs that say runestone workers enter at their own risk. And you see a bunch of etched symbols in the wall in Dwarvish that are basically like waiver forms that each of these dwarven rune workers have carved their name into, signifying that they're okay with the pay that they have for the dangers that they are facing. At the very beginning of the mine, you see a large cork that is stuffed inside of the mine. And Finch says, well, this is no good. Grom, what is this?
I don't know.
Oh, well...
Lying.
It's a fancy door.
Well, they say a bottle is better uncorked than corked, and so he's going to pull it out and then hand it to one of you.
Do we know?
Why was that there in the first place?
In there?
Yeah, be careful, please. Do you know what you're doing? Did you receive instructions from Ascended Corp?
Also, how is this guy leading the group?
Adventure!
Adventure!
He has low wisdom.
Efimia is just like very confused as to how he popped out of nowhere and suddenly he's running stuff. She's not
really
this.
quick. Tell everybody what his class is.
Finch is an Azamar. He is a Scourge Azamar, and he is a 4th level Divine Soul Sorcerer. And so he uncorks this bottle and hands it to you guys, and he says, well, I guess we should get going. And then he apologizes for being so hasty about things, but he's really excited to go on an adventure with you guys.
As you saw, the mines can be a bit dangerous. Would you mind if I take the lead from here?
Oh, how dangerous could they be? And he is backing up and doing the tour guide. On your left, you could see that this bottle is actually glass. And he backs up in this room that you guys are walking into. You see a tic-tac-toe grid system. And he steps on the left bottom grid of this tic-tac-toe board. And you see a web wrap around Finch. And Finch gets dragged away back into the cave.
No, I've seen this before, guys. We've got to stop. We've got to catch up to him right now.
What just happened?
So
he stepped on the wrong pressure plate and it caused a trap.
I become hysterical and fall to the ground.
What's on this side?
On the other side of this bottle-like cave entrance, you see that there are 3 paths. Grom, you recognize 2 of the paths. The one on the very...
Which one is Finch being dragged down?
As you enter into this bottle, you notice that a fog spell has been cast over this entire area. It seems like this bottle, this weird bottle, is filled with fog. You cannot see more than 5 feet in front of you with this fog, but you do see that Finch is dragged off into a cave that you can assume is on the other side.
Grom, is this what these mines are normally like? I don't remember them being like this up top.
No, this is different.
And sensing just what I had encountered previously, I'm assuming this is the same area.
Yes.
I'm going to, just seeing Finch being dragged away, can I make an attempt to just back up, run, and try to leap over? Can I see the pressure plates? Number one, I guess I should ask.
You can see the pressure plates on the ground. However, you can only see the first 3 pressure plates. So you don't know how long the pressure plates are. You can only see 5 feet in front of you.
Okay.
But what is your strength score?
18.
18, so you can jump 18 feet.
Okay.
However, with the ceiling of this glass bottle not being very high, you could jump approximately 10 feet just so that you can move 2 squares. So if you wanted to jump the first layer of these 3 deep grid system, you could, but you are unable to see what is beyond the first 3 squares.
Grom will rush into action and will just leap into the fog as far as he can go.
Are you going left, center, or right?
Probably the left, just because that's where Finch was dragged off.
So you land 5 feet in front of where Finch stepped, and you hear under you, and then I'm going to need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Does Zag have any time to do anything here?
Unfortunately, he's 10 feet away.
You're right.
12?
A 12. You get hit with this webbing and start getting dragged away.
Oh, man.
As I'm being dragged, I want to yell to the group and say,
I found the way. Follow the sound of my voice.
As I'm being dragged down.
Can we tell what general direction he's being pulled in?
Did we see that through the fog? Did we see what just happened?
You see him jump and then he's gone. Like, you don't see him land.
So we just hear him say, I found the way, follow me.
Yep.
And
it just like goes going down this hole.
Okay, can I do any form of like perception check or something to understand, like, is it a trap? Is it a being, a creature? Like, do I know what
you
is...
could roll me an
can we
insight
hear
check?
can we hear the trappings?
Like, where is this weapon coming from? What is it?
Roll me an insight check.
Give me a 10.
A 10, unfortunately, you aren't really aware what's going on with this. You have a vague memory that this is something that might have traumatized you as a child, and you have kind of like trauma blocked.
Gotcha.
Selene is super, super wary, seeing Finch get drawn away, and isn't like totally distraught, but is eager to get across to see like what's on the other side.
Right.
And with Grom saying like, I found the way, you know, and us not being able to see that, I have this certain sense of sureness that if I can jump as far as he did, that I'll avoid the same fate that Finch experienced. I'm going to use my wings.
Oh, you have your wings now?
Yeah.
I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, I haven't used it yet. I'm gonna like back up a couple of feet, crouch to the ground, and then as I look up and see, you know, the panels in front of me and the fog, my eyes begin to glimmer. 2 luminous, bright white wings will sprout from my back, and then I'm gonna like full sprint go forward, and my wings will sprout from my back, and I will jump over into the mist, not really knowing what I'm going to be facing.
Awesome. Yeah. So you are able to jump over, and your wings basically circumvent this whole entire puzzle. And so you make it to the other side. However, you don't see either Grom or Finch.
What do I see?
You see 3 caves.
Okay.
1 to the left, 1 to the center, and 1 to the right.
And do I hear any sound from any of them?
You hear an echoing of Grom's voice.
I'm down here! Something's got me!
Down all 3 of the caves.
Do I perceive any difference between the 3, or are they all the same?
Roll me a perception check.
Oh no! I rolled a nat 1.
You rolled a nat 1. You're not sure if they actually jumped across anyway. The fog kind of hits your brain, and you get brain fog, and you think to yourself, are they on the other side? Am I just like tripping myself out? You think that maybe this is just one of your phantom visions. You're not sure where they are at all.
I'm going to start to like hyperventilate, panic, because the thing I wanted to do is just jump into action. I wanted to follow wherever Grom was going and just sprint in that direction, but not knowing where they are and suddenly not knowing if I'm being crazy or if I'm having a vision or what's going on. I'm just going to collapse on the ground, which is unfortunate because I'm wasting time with my wings and all of the extra perks that come with them. And my hope is just to be able to find, you know, I'm going to wait until I see some sign or somebody that I know, something that can ground me to what's actually going on right now.
Awesome. Efimia, Zag, what are you guys up to?
So as soon as that happens, first thing that's going to happen is Zag's eyes are just going to widen, and he's going to say, I get it now. She's not a bird. She's an angel.
Efimia's just gonna look at him and shake her head a little bit and go, I don't know, buddy. I think you might need to get more birdseed to actually figure that out.
You're right. Not the time. Efimia, we've got to get over there right now.
We'll discuss that later. Okay. Can I see, how far can I see in front of me right now?
5 feet.
I can only see 5 feet.
Yeah.
So as far as we know, we just have to jump we don't know how far, but we need to make a big old jump.
Either a jump or the correct panel is what you can assume. There are 3 panels in front of you. You know one of which is the wrong panel.
Do I know anything that's past that 5, or is it just like...
It is thick fog. Like,
Okay.
it looks very, very... Like, you can hardly even see the 5 feet in front of you.
So when we look around, can we still see any of the dwarven writing on the walls or any hint of anything to help us solve where to go from here?
Roll me an investigation check, DC 18 for a cool little hint.
Okay. 15.
15. Unfortunately, you don't see anything, but you do see L1 with an X crossed through it on the wall.
On the wall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we see that. So Zag and Efimia are both half-elves, right? So Zag's going to look at her and be like, there is no way we are going to be getting across this without stepping on these tiles. I think we need to just try it. Do we have Avery with us right now?
You do.
Avery's back with me, with Zag and Efimia. Okay, Zag is going to look at Avery and say, Avery, can you teleport me and Efimia with you?
So it can teleport with anything it is wearing or carrying up to 40 feet to an unoccupied space it can see.
I
So
can't
unfortunately, it cannot.
That's my problem too.
All right, so dex checks. We're back on that one. Zag's going to look at Efimia, and he is going to put his hand on her shoulder and say, do you trust me?
As much as I can in this situation, yes.
Okay, I think you're going to need to jump.
jump. I'm not much of a jumper.
Just trust me, okay? Just trust me. Okay. And he's going to put his hands on both of her shoulders, and he's going to cast Enhance Ability and give her Cat's Grace advantage on dex checks.
Oh, yeah.
Run and jump.
Okay. And so Efimia's feeling a little nervous, but she's at this point just like, what else am I going to do? And she's going to listen to Zag and run and jump.
Are you going right, center, or left?
Oh, I saw that he stepped on the front left, right?
Yes. Finch stepped on the front left. Grom jumped to the middle left. And you were able to hear that the of the web hit on both of the times that they jumped. However, with Selene, who went across, there was no webbing that went out.
Okay. I'm going to jump to the right.
Okay. You are able to easily get to the rightmost in the middle. So you jump 10 feet in, you get to the rightmost platform, and it goes... and nothing happens.
Oh!
Okay.
And then, so I can't see Zag where I'm at, right?
You cannot.
So I'm going to just stay still and be like, Zag, can you hear me?
It worked? Did it work? I was not certain.
I don't know. I'm still here.
Where did you go? Where are you?
I'm somewhere. I went to the right. I think I'm in the middle right platform.
Okay, I'm coming. Catch me. Zag's going to back up, and he's going to full sprint and try and run and jump on that same center right block.
Efimia, you're able to stable Zag as he's about to fall over onto all of the pressure plates under you, and you've both successfully made it to a safe platform in this puzzle.
You trusted me.
Yeah, but did you actually know I was going to be okay?
Of course I did. Let's go on.
And Efimia does not believe that at all. Okay. So we're okay now. Nothing's happened. What now?
So there's one more block. Can we see the edge of this puzzle right now?
You can see 5 feet in front of you. So
how large are the blocks?
5 feet by 5 feet.
Okay.
Are there lines on the ground?
Yes. So this is like a tic-tac-toe board where there's 9 options. You are on the right middle, and so you can see 5 feet in front of you. You see that there are 3 platforms in front of you, left, center, right.
Okay.
Zag has an idea. Let me know if this is possible. So he does have a mace.
Okay.
If we were to walk out together, could he almost like prepare a reaction knowing what might happen to try and break the web if it were to strike to like come at one of them?
Absolutely. I love that.
Follow-up question.
Okay.
Could we make the jump?
If you both roll me an athletics check, you could make the jump instead of having to guess which is the last.
Trust me. Okay, trust me.
Okay,
and he is going to put his hand on her shoulder.
Time.
You're going to see like dark, almost like necrotic, just veins like pumping. She's going to get guidance. So you're going to get an additional D4.
Bless
jump.
You.
Just jump.
I got my 20 and my 4. A 6. A 1. So with my athletics, it's an 8.
Are you jumping to the left, the right, or the center?
Oh, God.
Because you do not make it with the 7 or 8.
I'm going to jump to the center.
You hit the center and it goes and you get dragged away in a spider web.
Is Zag able to see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Efimia is just going to yell, "You told me to trust you!"
I'm sorry.
Oh, poor Zag.
Oh, gosh, I'm by myself. Okay, seeing that happen, and Zag cares so much for this group. In the little time that they've got to know each other, he feels such a strong bond. He is going to, as soon as he sees her start to get dragged, he's going to go for a straight shot run and try and jump towards her direction to try and grab her.
Okay, roll me a athletics or acrobatics, your choice. And if you get a 18 or higher, you are able to
18.
I
think it should be 15.
No, 18 to catch. It is DC 10 to get across without hitting any of the panels.
Okay,
it's 18 to catch Efimia.
Okay, I'm going to use my final point of inspiration for this. Here you go, Mr.
Wonderful.
DM. 17.
So you are able to actually jump to the other side. You land and you dive tackle and you grasp at Efimia's ankles and get dragged with this spider web for a second. You're holding on to Efimia's ankles and then your chin hits a rock that you're being dragged across and the pain is so immense that you let go.
So Zag, let's go. Which tunnel does he see Efimia go down?
I'm actually really relieved to see somebody Well, I'm not relieved when I see Efimia being like pulled away and everything.
Selene, if you'd like to use your reaction to see if you also catch Efimia, it would just be a DC 18, either athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics, please. I have a +5.
Oh, yeah.
DC 18, so 13 or higher then.
So I got a 10 +5, so that's 15.
Okay.
I have an inspiration, but based off of Kate's facial expressions...
Yeah, the way he's looking right now, I think you should save that.
Save it?
No? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like
He's
this
looking
might
super
screw
sus,
us over.
man.
Yeah, you are looking pretty sus right now.
Oh, maybe you should use...
You know what? Sure. I'm going to use my inspiration. You give them out like candy anyway.
No. Did we just burn 2? No.
I rolled an 8.
Oh, no. Well,
yeah, that was so sincere.
I rolled a 3, actually. So +5, that's an 8.
Oh, well, with an 8, you definitely do not catch Efimia, sadly, on her birthday and everything. And so she gets dragged off. You see that Efimia and Grom and Finch seem to be dragged down the rightmost tunnel at the end of this 3-tunnel entrance.
So as Zag lets go of Efimia and like hits that rock and stop, you are going to see him just lay in just defeat on the ground, throw his fist down on the ground in just anger, like, she trusted me, and look around and see what does he see.
Are we next to each other now?
Are we, like, where
yes, currently is only Selene and Zag who are...
And I attempt to take one of my hand axes out and sever...
You are cocooned, like fully cocooned all around your body, so unfortunately you wouldn't be able to use your arms.
Okay.
Unless you have something else that you would like to try.
Can I attempt to break out of it?
Yeah, roll me a strength saving throw. DC 18.
18.
Okay.
12 plus 6.
You punch through the webs and just barely get out in time, and you watch Efimia get dragged next to you.
Can I try to catch her as well, or is that
DC
too much on my tier?
18, sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand, yeah, that's... yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What?
18 plus 2, 20.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Okay, happy birthday, Marissa. You guys have successfully passed this puzzle. All of you are broken out of the webs and are able to reconvene, except for Finch, who you can hear down this cave of the Underdark.
Ah! Help! Help! Oh, nope! No, these are suede shoes.
So you all meet back up, and echoes of Finch echo down the cave, and I believe that is where we're going to end our session for the night. My name is Cade, the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Alec playing Zag.
Mason playing Grom.
Marissa playing Efimia.
And Brooklyn playing Selene.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. If you love our episodes, go on over to patreon.com and help support our show. It really means the world to us and helps keep the lights on in the studio, which is very important. We hope you remember when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day, the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere, it's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.